Anyway, I'm here with my sister Sandy and her son Michael, and I'm going to kick Michael out of here in a minute, but he plays poker. He's going to be 21, and looked for a while like Michael might not get through college. I did promise my sister that I would do my best to deliver him through college. I don't know actually what impact I've had on it, but that went okay. But it does not look like Michael will finish college. Michael plays a lot online, plays on Poker Stars as polyballer, and there's no doubt after you graduate from college that you're going to be a professional poker player, right?
Right.
Okay, you never thought like I'm going to go into anything else.
Canary breeding.
So now the whole point of this was now for me to talk to my sister about how it is to have a kid who plans on being a professional poker player and possibly didn't make it through college and isn't going to use his college education, at least in the training in his profession, right?
Right.
So you're dismissed.
Yeah, bad book road.
Anyway, it looked like a couple of years ago like Michael wasn't going to make it through college. How bad would that have been?
Well, when a child reaches the point of being an adult child, it's kind of tricky. Because as a parent, you have to hope that you're there for advice, but you can't really tell them what to do. So I would ask him to think about the college experience and to realize that there's a time in your life to be in college, and certainly when you're in your 20s, that's the time to do it. And the other thing I would tell him is that you can always make money. You can make money much later. Poker's always going to be there for him. But returning to college when you're 30 isn't the same as when you're there, with the peer group that he is right now. And the final thing I would say to him is, life, to me, is like a book with many chapters. And that it's nice when you start a chapter, if you get to finish it and write it yourself.
I don't know what you mean. The chapter of going to college?
The chapter of going to college.
Oh, yeah, but he wasn't going to go. One thing
Well, he was there already, so he started the chapter, so I would encourage him to finish the chapter.
Poker started in high school for him, didn't it?
No,
Oh, really?
no, not really. Started later, yeah.
Actually, I didn't say enough stuff about my sister. My sister Sandy is a college professor here in San Diego. Right now we're in her home in La Jolla. She currently teaches, well, she's been teaching English as a second language. Now she actually teaches to the deaf mostly, right?
Well, and hearing. English is a second language to hearing and deaf students who are college students.
So when people saw me do some sign language on some videos, I got that from my sister.
Here's a sign.
For what?
It's, I love you.
Oh, okay. To them?
To you.
Oh, okay. But anyway, my sister was pretty distraught when it looked like Michael was just playing poker, through the night, whatever. And now I guess they're happy that he's going to finish college, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, what's the point of it? I think a lot of kids Michael's age are faced with this decision of finishing college just because their parents want them to finish it and for no other reason, and then they're going to go play poker anyway, so they don't really see the benefit. So what do you say to them? What's the benefit?
Again, the benefit is the experience of that milieu, those people that you're with during that time. And I think that's an experience that you can't go back to. It's like you can't go back home. Well, I think if you drop out and you decide, oh, maybe it was a mistake, and you go back, it doesn't have the same take. It just doesn't have the same flavor as when you went straight through.
Well, what I usually tell the kids, so I have a different take, or maybe you will agree with what I said. I think it's the maturity and the growing up you get to do in college is much better than than your development, let's say, in card rooms or even just sitting behind your computer. That's what I thought I got the most out of college. I grew up during that period.
Right. I didn't want to say that because I thought it would insult the college or the poker players. So
no, you can. You can. But that's my take. I always advise kids to stay in college.
Yeah. So what if a college student says to you, "But I'm going to grow up around all these poker stars like Barry Greenstein, and I'm going to learn from them"? What would your answer be?
That's not the right place to grow up, because just like me and a lot of other people, I don't always manage myself that well. I think I'm probably better than most, but I do a lot of, poker players aren't the best example. I'm trying to set a good example. But the whole carefree atmosphere where we do a lot of screwing around, we gamble, we don't manage ourselves well, To be successful, you have to do a better job than most of us do. And I don't know if you're going to learn that. Maybe you will learn it if you take business classes. But again, this all is rolled up with that maturity issue. The more mature you are, the better chance you'll be able to make it in whatever field you go into. And college is just a better place to mature.
I agree with that.
Okay, but this has been, Pope Road's a comedy site. This has been too serious.
Ah.
So anything, what do you say to your friends now that you are the mother of a poker player? You proud of that? Is it you live in La Jolla, it's a real status conscious area. Everyone's son's a doctor and a lawyer.
Now my son.
Your son's going to be a poker player.
That's right. You said my son's a poker player.
So you probably say my son's a poker player?
Absolutely. My brother's a poker player. Proud of that.
Yeah, okay. But there's still, there's some stigma, isn't there?
It's an interesting question. I think that your generation of poker players has changed the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys have turned it around, and I think with the media coverage and the World Series open to so many people, I think it's become more mainstream.
Okay.
Maybe someday it'll be just like saying, my son's a doctor.
Just giving you guys kind of a take from a parent's point of view, although, of course, my sister's got to see me play poker for the last 40 years, and so she's kind of gotten used to it. But, I guess she's at home with it. And like I said, I think she is a lot more comfortable now that Michael's going to finish off his college degree. And I heard he's getting like A's and everything. He's actually doing real well, right?
I hope so.
Is that what I think that's what he's doing. Looks like the house is falling apart.
Well, it's the way we expect.
Okay. Anyway, that's it.
All right.